to have a good educational experience and keep learning in their project. David and his wife Amanda are 4-H leaders in Lincoln County, and their son Andrew is an active 4-H member in several projects. So let's go ahead and give David a round of applause for today. So first up in our small animal, we are going to have Molly Spradlin and her goldfish. No, what is it, Molly? Tetris glowfish. All right, Molly, take it away.
Hi, my name is Molly Spradlin. This is my 5th year in 4-H, and this is my 2nd year showing my fish. For my 11th birthday, I asked for fish. I created a cost analysis to show my responsibility for showing my fish and owning my fish. I asked my parents if I could have a fish and a snail. Today with me, I brought my Tetris glowfish, Sunny. She is a yellow fancy fin Tetris glowfish. I also brought with me my snail, Snailbert. He is a black netherite racer snail. Snailbird eats algae in my tank and can get to be 1.5 inches big. Sunny is my Tetris glowfish, and she lives with my 4 other fish in my 10-gallon tank at home. Did you know that there's 6 different colors of Tetris glowfish? There's pink, red, green, blue, purple, orange, and yellow. There are 7 different species of glowfish, but I have short fins Tetris fish and fancy fin Tetris fish. They're tropical freshwater fish. Tetris fish absorb light and re-emit it, so their unique fluorescent colors will appear brighter and more vibrant as the amount of light is increased. For this light, you have to use a black light, so the color will appear right. They are not injected, painted, or dyed. They inherit their lifelong color from their parents, and glowfish were actually developed by scientists by injecting jellyfish and sea anemone genes into the eggs of black zebra dino, a tropical fish from India. Fish were designed to help scientists determine when waterways were polluted. When the fish would go, the waterways would be polluted. Glowfish became available in the United States in 2003. Glowfish tetras have a lifespan of 3 to 5 years. They can grow to be 2.5 inches big. But if kept under ideal circumstances, They can live for more than 3 to 5 more years. My glowfish are fed more than they can eat in 1 to 2 minutes with my tropical fish flake from Top Fin, or just a pinch will do. My glowfish live in a 10-gallon tank, and I clean it monthly, and they have black rocks with colorful artificial diamonds. There's 5 artificial plants and 1 real plant. I clean my tank monthly along with my decor and my filter. My filter is there in the top corner that helps my tank stay clean and keep my water clean and circulated. When I clean my tank, I add stress zymes and stress coat from API. It helps with keeping the proper minerals for my fish and making sure my fish can properly live and stay in my tank properly. Once a month, I add an algae tablet to my tank so there is an algae bloom so there's enough algae for my snailbert, my black netherite racer snail, so there's enough food for him to eat so he can live properly. It takes me 2 to 3 hours to clean my fish tank from top to bottom, including the rocks, the decor, and the filter. Today I brought with me some of my different tools I use. I have my siphon to take out the old water and put in the new clean water. I also have a couple scrubbers in my fish net. When I clean my tank, I take my fish into another tank. But when you clean your tank, you need to make sure that you set out another bucket of water to make sure the water is proper temp. For a fish, the water should be 60 to 70 degrees for these tropical fish. This concludes my presentation. Are there any questions?
How do you condition your water?
I condition my water. I just usually take our hard water because if you use your drinking water, it can have salt and stuff in it. So I just use our hard water from our well because that's kind of what they live off of, and I just put it in a bucket and I put a lid on it and let it sit out a couple days prior to cleaning my tank.
All right, thank you. Molly? Check, check.
Check. Check mic 1.
I am not saying Are we good? No? Can you? Is it out? Our next small animal is owned by Haley Jensen, and she has some guinea pigs.
Okay. Hello? Okay. These are my two guinea pigs, Oreo and Hammy. Oreo is an American guinea pig. He's 9 months old. I got him at the pet store in Kearney. Hammy, I just got Hammy, I think 2 months ago. He's 2 years old and he's an Abyssinian cavy. This is their travel cage, but their home is very, very much bigger than what it is. I had to separate them earlier this morning because they had a little incident. I clean their cage every week, maybe even more often if needed. They live in a 55-inch long by 46-inch wide cage. I feed them Timothy hay and Vita Prima pellets with added vitamin C. Their snacks are Vitacraft Crunch sticks, carrot slims, and sweet potato sticks. They have fresh water daily. I filled them up before, like, I don't know. But then, what I do to spend time with them and make them happy and I guess make sure that they think they're loved, I take them outside and play in the grass, and I spend as much time with them as I possibly could.
So I see the treat sticks in here in the cage, and then I also see the items that are dangling from the ceiling of the cage. So what are those used for? Okay. So they're used down to trim down their teeth, and why would we trim? Why is it important for guinea pigs to trim their teeth down?
Guinea pigs have teeth similar to rabbits. They have to chew on things to get them piled down so they don't get too long.
Great. So rabbits have teeth like guinea pigs in the sense that if they don't have something to chew on, they will keep growing. So you have to gnaw, you have to basically wear down their teeth. So that's important. So do you have, do your guinea pigs sometimes chew on the side of the cage?
Yes, they do. We have a wooden cage and they chew on the side.
Okay. So they love to crib, so they can crib just like horses crib and chew on the side, especially if the cage is wood. So that's correct. So guinea pigs are herd animals, so sometimes they get along and sometimes they don't. Let's say, so were they fighting? Were they quarreling? Okay. Okay. Because it's important. So tell me about the small bag here.
It's a travel cat. It's a travel cage. I actually came with Hammy when we got him, so that was really lovely.
Okay.
I think I put like paper towels on the bottom of it to keep it so that they don't make a mess or anything or get themselves dirty.
Okay. For those of you who've never seen a travel cage, this is a travel cage that you can put small animals in, and so usually they're marketed for cats for air travel or commercial travel, but they work really good for small animals. And she puts layers of newspaper, or not newspaper, paper towel to catch any absorbent if they do urinate. So that's really handy. So thank you for doing a good job on your first time.
All right, girls, don't go too far. The judge will have you come back out here in a little bit, and he'll talk to you, and then you'll get your ribbons. So give us just a little bit. All right, girls, why don't you come back out here, and David has a few words for you.
As I got up, I saw this red chair and it says judge on it, so this must be the ultimate hot seat. The running joke many times over the years as an extension educator is we always talk about the judges always parking right by the door so they can escape from the barn as quickly as possible. But I don't have this problem. I really have two nice 4-H'ers that have shared good information about their pets, and a lot of times the small animals are overlooked at a county fair, and sometimes they're not even offered a chance to show at a county fair. So I appreciate Dawson County for offering that, which is important because maybe you don't have the ability to have larger species, or maybe this is just something you really enjoy. And public speaking is one of the #1 fears of adults. So I'm so proud of you for coming up and speaking, because that's really important. And thank you, crowd, for being attentive and being courteous while we did that. So like I was talking to Haley, I said, it's just a conversation between you or me or your friend. And that's the best way to go about it. So we're just sitting down and telling people about your project. And so what I'd like to say is Haley took a leap of faith. So that is great. We just sat there and visited, and you got to see her poster. She had organized it. She talked about her guinea pigs, how the health of them, how to do the facilities, how to clean them up, to care for them. Did a really good job answering questions for me. So I thank you. And then with Molly had an extra added challenge of taking her fish and her snail out of the big aquarium. Has a portable tank with a portable pump, because you have to have aeration on these fish, with a thermometer. So if you saw in there's a thermometer in there. She's keeping track of that, and it's resting, I think, in a cake pan, right? Big cake pan. So that's a little bit extra challenge. It's not like taking a cat or something. You actually have to go scoop the fish out of the tank and get it set up and bring it in. But great job on your research on the species and the growing requirements, and to be mobile is very important, and I really appreciated your ability to answer your questions. So both of these girls did a great job. They're both purple ribbon. I'm so proud of your abilities to speak and to be confident, and keep up the good work.
So today our champion small animal showman goes to Molly.
Thank you.
Okay, we are going to start with our cats. So if Tanner is ready with his kitty, go ahead and come on up.
Hi everyone, my name is Tanner and this is my cat Grace, which is a fitting name because she requires a lot of grace. Grace is up to date on all her current shots and vaccinations. She is a 28-month-old female tabby cat which was born in a barn but now coexists in our home sweet home. Even though studies have shown domesticated cats existing with humans as far back as 3600 BC, my dad says if Grace gets under the foot in the middle of the night one more time, she may not coexist with us anymore. You can tell that she's a tabby cat by the distinct M marking on her forehead. She has the typical tabby cat stripes as well as a lot of white on her chest. She has short, soft fur and an average length tail that she uses for balance. Grace has 5 toes, including a carpal pad and a dew claw, and 4 toes on each back foot. Those carpal pads come in very handy for quietly sneaking up on prey, or in our case, unsuspecting ankles. She has a small nose that looks like an upside-down triangle with a print unique to the individual. Most cats would use their heightened sense of smell to search rodents, but our cat doesn't. But most cats would. That is why cats were first bred to America, rodent control. Grace has many long white whiskers that she used to help her navigate in tight areas, which is why you should never trim your cat's whiskers. She has round yellow eyes that allow her to see in the dark up to 6 times better than a human, but she usually just narrows them down to tiny slits when she's glaring at me from across the room. Grace's ears are average height and are more round than pointy. Due to the fact that a house cat's genome is 95.6% tiger, you may assume she uses her super hearing for good, but you're wrong. She uses it for evil. Grace eats exclusive chicken and brown rice dry cat food, which is 32% protein and 21% fat, because, well, she won't hunt mice. She has access to fresh water every day from a large white porcelain bowl with a closing lid. Grace has a litter box that we keep clean and stocked with fresh kitty litter. And interestingly enough, she was using her 10 front toes to rake out kitty litter out of the box and onto the floor. After she filled my baseball cleats with kitty litter, we got her a taller litter box with a partial lid that helped a bunch. Grace has a cat tree tower with various platforms. She likes to lay on the post for scratching, but she prefers to claw my favorite chair to pieces instead. Grace likes to spend time sitting in the upstairs window looking out at the world. She also enjoys zooming around the living room like a wild thing and runs up the back of a chair or of a couch. Grace doesn't have any official toys yet, but she does like to play with bits of paper, yarn, or my earbud case. In her free time, she can be found napping in a laundry basket or picking a fight with our dog. One thing Grace likes to do the most is hang out in the blanket cave. When I go to bed at night, I will hold up my blanket making a tent, or a cave if you will. She loves to crawl under this blanket and sits there for several minutes just hanging out. Grace is suited perfectly to be an indoor cat. She is the perfect size. Grace is neat and tidy, and she's well behaved, well, most of the time, except when she starts to shred the leg of my favorite chair because she still does have her claws. And now I have one question for you. Can you feel me meow? my presentation. Are there any questions?
Is Grace neutered or is she intact?
She did. She's spayed.
And she has all of her claws? Does she like to claw on furniture and do other naughty things?
Definitely, yeah.
Let me handle the kitty.
Okay, Molly, if you're ready, we'll have your kitty.
Hi, my name is Molly Spradlin. This is my 5th year in 4-H. In my 3rd year, showing my cat Captain in the Perfect Pals Cat Project. I am a member of Dawson County Shooting Sports Club and 3 other Dawson County clubs. Today I brought 6-year-old Captain. He's a black and white, fully matured, neutered, black and white American short-haired cat. He is a mixed breed, and he is the oldest of our cat pride. Did you know that female stray cats are called queens and males kings? In preparation for a pit fair, Captain has been washed and his teeth brushed and his toenails clipped. Captain has scarred ears, as in here. On his left ear, he has a slit. He gets in fight with stray cats to protect our cat pride from other stray animals as rodents, snakes, and other stray animals. Captain gets fresh food and water in our garage where a door and window are left ajar. Captain gets up to 1 cup of Science Diet adult cat food daily, where he shares his food bowls with our 2 other cats. Captain is 13 pounds, and did you know that ancient Egyptians regarded cats as companions, as they were highly sought because they could catch rodents, snakes, and poisonous scorpions to keep out of granaries. And cats were also found mummified in ancient Egyptians' tombs to go with them in the afterlife. Captain's ancestry is European, as cats were brought over to America on the Mayflower to catch mice. Captain has green, round eyes with vertical pupils when he is mad and round eyes when he is calm. Captain purrs very loudly when he is happy and content. To properly clean a cat's eyes, use a moistened cotton ball, which I have brought right here. You start within the center and you work your way out. When you clean your cat's eyes, you need to make sure to use a separate cotton ball in the other eye to make sure there is no cross-contamination. As you can see, Captain has no discharge out of his eyes since I previously cleaned them before bringing him here. To clean a cat's ears, you start in the center and work your way out. Captain has been treated for ear mites and other internal-external parasites. When cleaning your cat's ears, start in the center, work your way out. Again with the eyes, use a separate cotton ball for no cross-contamination. When a cat's ears are back into the side, it means that it's mildly agitated. When a cat is mad or very mad or angry, its ears are fully back and its tail is switching. When a cat's tail is switching, it means that it is angry and upset. But when a dog wags its tail, it means it is happy and excited. When I brushed Captain's teeth, I used a pet-safe toothbrush and toothpaste to clean his teeth. Did you know that when cats are kittens, they have 26 teeth, and when they are adults, they have 30 teeth? When you cut your cat's toenails, you need to be sure to make sure you don't get cut too close to the quick, since it can be very painful and dangerous. Cats' claws are protractable and retractable. When they are protracted, their claws are sheathed in between the skin and fur. Captain has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a dew claw on his front right. Captain also has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a dew claw on his front left. Captain has 1, 2, 3, 4, and no dew claw on his back left. Captain has 1, 2, 3, 4, and no dew claw on his back right. Cats have these claws on their back claws with no dew claws, since they are there to help with not sliding on soft or too slick surfaces. Captain is not declawed because he is an outdoor farm cat and uses his claws to protect himself from stray animals. Captain has gone to the vet clinic in preparation for fair to make sure he has had the following vaccines. Here is Captain's vet records and some other vet records. Captain has had the following shots: rabies, a deadly disease that can be transmitted from animal to people; painline leukemia, a cat distemper; viral rhinitis, an upper respiratory virus; coronavirus, an upper respiratory virus; and feline leukemia, a cat-type cancer. Captain has been checked and treated for external parasites as ticks, fleas, mites, ear mites, and fleas. Captain has been checked for internal parasites as hookworm, heartworm, and roundworm. This concludes my presentation. Are there any questions?
What do you use the hand mat for in front of us?
I use the hand mat to, when we're washing him, and when we don't want to give him a full bath since he is an outdoor cat and it might be cold outside, we dampen that and we use that to help maybe brush him and get loose fur off, or just to bathe around his face and stuff since it's softer.
And you say he's 5 years old. Does he have, what other cats are in the pride outside?
So we have a 3-year-old black American short-haired that my brother shows at fairs. Her name is Mittens. And then we have a gray American short-haired. He is a gray tabby, and he is our youngest. He is about 1.5.
All right, good job, Molly. All right, thank you, Molly and Captain. Okay, our last cat showmanship and kitty belong to Haley Jensen.
This is my cat, Itty. She's a 9-year-old Maine Coon cross. She is. I don't remember what her color is, like what the name of it is, but she is fed IAMS adult cat food. She gets 1 cup daily. She is vaccinated. She gets treated for rabies and other diseases, or I don't know. And then she is spayed and she has no front claws. We got those removed so she would not tear up our furniture. She is an inside cat and she is treated for ear mites also. She has a little brother. His name is PJ, and they live in the house together. We give her monthly, like the ear mite things for her ear mites. It is placed right above her withers. I don't know why it's placed there, but it's there. And then she sheds when she's nervous. She has a lot of hair running around. I think that's about it.
Where did you get your cat?
We got her from a breeder in Colorado, I think.
Are there any other cats in the house?
Yeah, PJ lives with us. They're both inside cats. They live together.
And how do they interact together?
PJ is also, he's neutered. He's a male. They usually like lay on the couch together sometimes. They play and mess around and are ornery to each other.
All right, thank you, Haley and Kitty.
Okay, before our showmen come out with their cats, well, you don't have to come out with your cats, that's okay. But I want to thank these 4-Hers for coming and doing the show, doing the homework on these cats, because we have cases in other county fairs where someone literally brought a cat out from the farmyard and thrown in a cat carrier. And while that, I'm glad they come to the fair, I'm really happy how these 4-Hers have brought them in a nice carrier that provided food, water, their litter pan, showed me the props that they had, examples of their cat food. They explained their shot records. They talked about the care of their animal, even down to how much dry food they give them, the care that goes along with them, the dynamics within their pride. We have several cats at home, and the dynamics are very interesting. You have different levels of care between a short hair and a long haired breed, and their personalities are different. So no two cats are alike, as we know. And so it really is very different. Some are very outgoing at the show table, and some are very shy. And we had one that was like, you could tell she just didn't want to necessarily be around, but all of them were very easy to handle. We didn't have any problems there, and they were easy to check. You could tell they're all very clean, and that's very important. And I really appreciate the work the 4-Hers did on there. So congratulations on a good job. Just make sure you keep everything lined up with all your equipment out there, because I may pick something to ask, well, what is that for? And how do you do this, or how do you do that? And so it's one thing to bring everything out to line out, but you never know what the judge may ask. So I appreciate the ability to jump in there and give me a good answer, and I appreciate that very much.
All right, if our cat showman could please come back out. Line up right here, guys. Okay, so our cat showman showmanship trophies are being sponsored, the intermediate by COZAD Veterinary Services, and our junior showmanship is being sponsored by Russman JK Livestock. So thank you guys for that.
Is there somebody from there?
We got Russman? I know we've got Russman here.
Beautiful.
COZAD Veterinary? So if you'd like to come give the intermediate, or the juniors. Okay. The junior showman was it Tanner? Yeah. So our champion junior showman is Tanner.
Good job.
You want to stay right there? And the intermediate champion was Molly. Okay, stay here because we have champion overall cat and reserve champion overall cat. And our champion overall cat goes to Tanner. Our reserve champion overall cat goes to Haley. So, and purple goes to Molly. So thank you guys for your cats. You did a very good job. Proud of all of you. Okay, so we are going to continue on and we are going to do rabbit showmanship first. So Neela, if you could come up with your showman bunny, we will move on that. Okay, so that was Neela on her rabbit showmanship, and as you notice, we didn't use the microphone because she was a little nervous and she wanted to just be her and the judge, and that is something that we are okay with our kids. And on our cat showmanship, when we did our showman's awards, we forgot to say that Haley received a purple on her cat showmanship. So she's receiving her purple ribbon for that as well. So in just a bit, we'll have Neela come up and we'll go over her showmanship results, and then she can bring up her bunnies and we will have our bunny show. Do we happen to have a representative from Titan Machinery here today? No? Okay. So, Neela, come back in, honey.
So I want to congratulate Neela for doing showmanship. As you can see, all the different parts of showmanship is literally like talking a class of reasons. If you're going to show livestock or do livestock judging, rabbit judging is literally the process of talking through and getting a set of reasons. It is also the criteria that we use to judge rabbits. We're going to go through all the different parts of the rabbit. We're going to look at the health. We're going to look at the breed standard and the condition. And so that's why I asked some questions. So a couple of things. Want to make sure we know the fur type, because there are different types of fur. There's also think about maybe weighing your rabbit and seeing if the weight, getting the weight right. So if we're going to an ARBA show, those rabbits have to make weight. They have to make their range just like we have everything else. So that's important to know. But Neela did a really good job, and it is tough to handle a rabbit sometimes and have a microphone on you. So that's why I am perfectly okay if the 4-H'er explains to me, but I want to explain to you the process. So it's very intricate. You'll find the same thing with poultry showmanship. There's a lot of moving parts you have to work with, and sometimes the animal cooperates and sometimes it doesn't, and that's okay. As long as you just keep a calm demeanor, make sure that the animal feels secure and safe, and she did an excellent job. So congratulations.
Thank you.
So our senior 4-H showmanship trophy is being sponsored by Titan Machinery, and that goes to Neela.
Thank you.
So we have two different rabbits. We have a commercial breed that is part New Zealand. There's something bred into New Zealand, but it's New Zealand. And they are primarily a meat rabbit. They're for what we call commercial breed. So they're raised for the pelt and the meat. And then we have the mini lop that was used for 4-H showmanship. That's called a fancy breed. So when we work with rabbits, we have what we call 4-class rabbits, 4-class breeds, and 6-class breeds. So for our 4-class would be represented by our mini lop, where you have junior seniors bucks and junior senior does. On your commercials, we have junior, intermediate, and senior for does and bucks. So there are some differences here. There are differences breed-wise, there are different purposes, and there's different functions. So we will start with the New Zealand. So we're going to give that New Zealand credit for good hips, good width. The high point's a little bit forward. We'd like to see it a little bit further behind to make the high point, to make that round, but still pretty good. Good width of loin. Shoulders could be a little bit wider, but we give credit for good head and ears, good cleanliness, no ruptures, no health problems, solid muscling, because that's what we want for that. So we would give that one a purple ribbon on that. And then we have our mini lop that has a really nice set of ears that attach to the head, that go down to the side, because that's very specific on mini lops, and a really nice build up from the shoulders through the loin up through the hindquarters, and has a nice rounded ball in the back. That's what we're really looking for. Really good texture of fur, a little bit sunburnt, as you can tell, as Neela talked about, but that is very common on black colored rabbits, or dark, such as your chocolates and your otters and your blacks. So those are important things to keep them in areas where they don't get the sunburn, but it's not bad. A little extra finish on the back end you can see on her over time, little wastiness, but think about me, I have a little wastiness too. So it's nothing new. It happens really easy as rabbits get older. So they're going to put on that condition, especially does, if they're going to have a litter or you are going to breed her back. So a purple ribbon towards her too. So we need a reserve and a grand champion rabbit. Is that correct? Overall would be your mini lop, and your reserve would be the New Zealand. And we want to give a big thank you to your Ag Society for wonderful fans. Here, we're blessed to have a nice day where there's good air circulation, and so this makes the fair experience for the exhibitors as well as the parents and our spectators in the stands very nice. So thank you, Ag Society, for making sure that you have good ventilation in a barn, because we know when it can be hot and when it can be miserable. So we've been blessed with a nice day today.
Okay, congratulations, Neela, on that. We are going to start with our poultry showman. Augustus, if you have your chicken, come on up. Good job, Augustus. All right, Bodie, if you're ready, come on up with your chicken. You want to come down here with him? Sure. Okay, there you go. He might be a little more comfortable as short.
Hi, my name is Bodie Clem. This is my 1-year-old Buff Orpington layer hen. She is the only Buff Orpington in my flock, so we call her Orpie for short. Buff Orpington chickens originated from southeast England and was first bred by William Cook. It is a multi-purpose bird used for meat, eggs, and show. Buff Orpingtons are known to have friendly personalities, be healthy and hardy. They have a lifespan of 5 to 10 years and lay large, light brown eggs. My Buff Orpington has red wattles and a red comb and very nicely shaped head. My hen has light golden feathers on its wings and no missing primary or secondary feathers and no twisted feathers. My Buff Orpington has good feather undercolor, golden brown, which lends to the proper shading for its breeding. She is free of mites and is healthy. My hen has a straight breastbone, good muscle tone, and once again displays on good undercolor. The feet and toes of my bird are straight and the shanks are light tan, typical of a Buff Orpington. The tail feathers should be at 30 to 40 degrees with no feathers missing. The color of the feathers are true to the breed. Do you have any questions?
Where is the cushion on your hen? Where is that at? Right here. On the back? What do we check the back for? Oh, when you put your hands on the back of the hen, what do we check that for? Mites? Okay. What else would we check the hen? Twisted feathers. And what about the skeleton? What would we do when we run our hands down the back of the hen? What else would we check for her inner skeleton? If she has any broken bones, or if she has any abscesses or things like that. Okay. And how many eggs does she lay? Maybe a week.
7.
Okay.
1 per day.
Pretty much one per day, and every once in a while they take a break too. So, okay, thank you.
All right, good job, Haley. Okay, we're gonna move on to our senior showman. Neela, if you can get your chicken ready and come on out. Good job, Neela. Okay, we are down to our last senior showman, so Ty, if you can bring your chicken up. All right, thank you, Ty.
So while they're tabulating ribbons, it's important to remember with poultry showmanship, you don't have to show a chicken. You can show a duck. You can show a turkey. I've had a 4-H'er do showmanship with a turkey before. So it is any poultry species for poultry showmanship. Remember, you're going to go through that process straight down the line, just like rabbit showmanship. It is like giving a set of reasons when you go through and you're looking at all the different body parts and the function of those to make sure that they are healthy and they're correct, especially for breed standards. Sometimes we have birds that are used in showmanship that are strains for egg laying purposes only. So we will see lots of birds that come from hatcheries that end up at our farm stores. So they do not have a set standard that we can judge them against, but we are going to judge them for all the correct physical parts and the health of the animal. So there's a little bit of give and take on that at the show table as well as showmanship. But the more you know about your breed, its history, what you feed them, how you take care of them, what makes them unique. Sometimes there's differences between varieties. And so make sure that we have the correct leg shank color, the correct nails, the correct eyes, feather patterns, all those little things can help separate one showman out from another. So it's very good to get that APA book and do your studying. So keep up the good work. I circled items that maybe people forgot. So if I circled it, remember to either remind me as a judge or make sure you get it down in your presentation. Thank you.
Okay, showman, come on out. Okay, we are going to go ahead and start with our juniors showman. And Augustus, you did really well, bud. You're going to receive a blue for your showmanship today. And Brody, you will receive a purple, and you will be our champion junior showman today. He's down. So our poultry trophies are being presented today by the Beatty family. And Cicely is the one presenting today. Thank you, Cicely. And Haley, you are our intermediate champion today. In our senior division, Neela receives a purple for her showmanship today. And Ty will receive our champion showmanship. Okay, so we're going to move on to the poultry show part of this. And we will have our American class birds come out. That is going to be our Wyandottes and our Australorps. So if I could have Haley bring her Wyandottes out. And and Neela bring her Australorp. Okay, so our other Wyandottes can come out too.
So we have 4 Wyandottes and an Australorp here. These are dual purpose breeds that were bred specifically for meat and for egg laying, moderate egg laying, not like a Leghorn. They are going to be more hardy, cold tolerant breeds, generally moderate dispositions. And so there's a couple of things that we want to look at, especially on these Wyandottes silver laced, is that they have that lacing on them where you have the white with the black edging. And so that can be a challenge for this breed to get that color pattern correct, going all the way from the body and making sure that we have the correct rose comb, we have good, nice wattles, earlobes, and head, which all of these do. So that is good. They are all young. They're all at different types of stages of development as they grow older. And we have a very young Australorp pullet. So she is going to keep on growing and changing. She will also start to lose some feathers and get her adult plume in. There are some white tips on there, but we can also have those also molt out, and hopefully they will be white or be coal black, because that breed should be absolute coal black from top to bottom. So we'll give the pullet a blue ribbon. She has a lot of promise. She'll be a nice bird. She'll lay eggs. She just needs to grow into herself. That's one of the challenges on these youngsters. Then we're going to go to a couple of the cockerels. So we have 2 cockerels here. One is more developed than the other one is growing into himself. This cockerel right here has a very nice head, wattles, comb, earlobes, has a little nicer lacing maybe than this one, and plumage carriage. We'll give him a purple ribbon. We'll give this guy a blue. And then we have two pullets here that are growing, and they're nice. They both exhibit they're very similar birds in a lot of ways. One's a little older than the other. If I had a preference, I would prefer her with her lacing a little bit more, is a little bit more refined. We tend to get, the lacing gets a little thick on these sometimes, and so that depends on the breeding program. So we'll give her a purple. And really that one's pretty nice too, so we'll give that one a purple as well. The 2 pullets got purples. So they all have a lot of growing yet to do. So that's just one of those things that we're just going to have to watch them develop and grow. We'll see how they molt out and see what their adult feathers are going to be like as they get established, and that will make a big difference.
All right, good job to you guys. If you want to go ahead and take your chickens back, and then we need Augustus to bring up your Cochin and Ty to bring up your black Langshan.
Now we have two Asiatic breeds, and a Cochin is one of the most popular Asiatic breeds that we can have, that we commonly see in our flocks, and you'll see at hatcheries. You can also order them. You can buy them here locally at our farm stores. And so they are supposed to be a big, massive breed. The tail is supposed to be a rounded puffball. Over time, and big and bulky with thick legs, thick thighs. They're feather-legged, and so we would like to see the shanks with nice extended feathers down those shanks, which helps. On the black, we will want to see a black comb, dark black eyes, darker than normal, dark red comb and wattles and earlobes. She is a little bit out of condition. You can tell the rooster's been trying to ride her a little bit with the feathers pulled out behind her comb, and so a little bit out of feather condition. So we'll give her a blue. She's a nice bird. There's nothing wrong with her structurally. She just is a little out of condition. And next we have a Langshan, which is another Asiatic breed that is tall. They're a long-legged bird compared to our other breeds. They're supposed to be massive in size. They're intended to be that way. They have, the black has the dark legs, dark eyes, dark beak, which this hen definitely has, not a problem. Nice comb and wattles, nice plumage. Plumage isn't beaten up, feathers are in good condition, so we'll give her a purple ribbon. And this will be the top of that class.
Okay. So we are going to now bring up our all other standard breeds. So I will need Haley Jensen's Americana, Brody's Brahmas, Orpington, Barred Rocks, and Red Comet. And if you 4-H'ers could help Bodie out, he's got quite a few to come up.
So this is what we call the AOB class, which means all other breeds. And so we have some differences here. We have a couple barred rocks. We have a couple light Brahmas. We have a buff Orpington. We have 3 sex links, which are the sex link strains for egg laying. So we have differences here that we have to follow. The breeds that have the APA standard, we follow the APA standard. And for our sex links, we're going to look at overall health, body type, condition of the bird, as well as egg capacity. So those are all very important factors. So we're going to start down with the olive egger. You'll see olive eggers, they'll get confused with Americanas. And one thing that you can tell about an olive egger is that they have olive green or willow green leg shanks. And so that's one way to tell them apart from a true Americana. So if you've ever wondered the difference, there's your difference. And so we have a very nice olive egger that's very nice. It's called, pattern's actually called Wheaton. And so she is in very nice condition, very good feather condition and care, nice fill on her body. She's young, so she'll be starting to lay. So, but we're going to give her on condition, give her a purple ribbon. Next we have 2, they're called red comets or cinnamon queens. They're very similar genetically between those 2 trademarks. Both of them are egg laying. If you put your hands under that hand, look at the vent, and go down with the pubic bone, that pubic bone spread out. They're actually actively laying. You start with the pubic bone and the vent, which is bleached, then you go to the undersides of the feet, you go up and see if that's bleached, and then up the leg shanks to the face and the comb and the wattles. And that tells you what stage of egg laying they're at, whether they're early or whether they progressed all the way up to the face. We can also tell the feather condition as being compromised because they're trading it off for putting eggs in the nest. But there's nothing wrong with that because that's exactly what those birds are supposed to do. So both of these gals will get blue ribbons. Next we have light Brahmas. They are an Asiatic breed originally from China. They're a feather-legged breed. They're supposed to be massive, and they have the feathered legs. They should have this pattern with the feathers down the neck that are laced, and then black tail feathers. Both of them are a little bit out of condition for feather quality. This hen is larger and supposed to be more she's more massive than the other one. Maybe the other one's a little younger in my estimation. We'll give them blue ribbons. Next we have a barred rock, very common breed, very popular dual purpose breed. I really like her structure. I really like that she has a little bit thinner barring. And that's a difference between show barring for ones that are more acceptable for show quality versus the ones we see a lot at the feed stores. So the ones that come through the Baumgars and Tractor Supplies of the world generally tend to have wider barring, and that's not as ideal. But we really like this one. Let's give her a purple ribbon. We have a nice buff Orpington here. This hen has been around. She's laying eggs. She's spending her energy on her eggs right now. She's getting a new flush right here, starting at the head, going down past on her cape. So she'll be in a new flush of feathers here pretty soon. But she's putting eggs in the carton for you. So let's give her a blue. And then we have another barred rock that's a youngster that's very nice. She does have the wider barring, which, if you have to follow the standards, isn't as desirable. But it's still a nice bird, very healthy, has a lot of promise. You can tell these youngsters have a lot of red to their face. They're not even getting close to laying eggs, but they're growing and they're developing and are in nice condition. So we'll give her a purple. And your top out of the class will be the barred rock over here.
Okay, so we are going to need our Barred Rock, our Langshan, and who was the top purple? And then Haley, your chicken from the first class to come back. The one you weren't holding, honey. The Wyandotte pullet.
So we sorted it out for large poultry down to 3 nice pullet and hens and a hen. And so it sorts itself out when you get into APA, the American Poultry Association, and what that standard means and which one fits its description the best at this time. And I know that that can change over time. We've been blessed with nice weather right now, so it's a little less of a stressor. You have that consideration with the plumage, as that can change, but also the body structure and what's true to type. So it sorts itself kind of easy right now. Our reserve champion is going to be the Barred Rock, very nice Barred Rock pullet that has the nice barring, as she will be a very nice bird for you as she grows up. And our champion will be the Black Langshan, which is just a nice, beautiful, massive bird with very nice condition.
So congratulations to Bodie on his reserve large fowl, and congratulations to Ty on his champion large fowl. So if you guys want to remember which birds are those, okay? We're going to go ahead and move on to our bantam class, and you'll come back at the end when we do overall poultry. Okay, so we need the Wyandottes, the Bantam Wyandottes, the Old English, the Bantam Modern Game. Actually, you know what? Let's just bring up the Wyandottes to start. We'll do the Old English and the Modern together on their own because they're different. So let's go ahead and bring up the 3 Wyandottes, please. game.
You'll notice that some of our three birds down here are longer legged, and so those are your modern game birds, and they look like they've just got legs that go forever, and so they're very neat individuals versus the traditional English game. So let's start with our English game down here. She has got a nice body. She is a nice size. She's about as big as you probably want her to be. The thing is the color of the leg shanks and also toenails. We'd like to have that match. So this one we're going to give a blue. And then we have three of these really nice modern game birds that are very nice type birds. And they all are very representative. They're supposed to be dainty. They're supposed to have muscle, but they're not supposed to be thick. So they're kind of sleek. So think about a wrestler or a swimmer type body. And so I'm going to give all three of these purples, and I'll choose that one as your top of the class.
Okay, so of the bantams left, we have Bantam Cochin and a Bantam Langshan to come to the table, please.
So we have two feather leg breeds in both of these. We have a Cochin Bantam and we have a Langshan Bantam. So the buff Cochin is a nice bird, in fairly decent feather condition. It could be improved. His feathers on his legs are not bad. A lot of times, so many of them are beaten up and broken. So I want to give him some credit for that. Type wise is pretty good, so let's give him a blue. And then we've got the Langshan Pullet that really has a lot of potential. Really nice shanks, feather quality on the shanks, really nice plumage, very nice type all the way around. And she's going to receive a purple and win the class.
Okay, so we need our other class winners back, which would be the Wyandotte and the Birchin Modern Game.
We have 3 really nice bantams here that won their classes that we have to sort from. And so you have 3 very distinctive type of body types and 3 very different breeds to look at. And so you're choosing, and I don't really think you could go wrong with any one of these 3 at this point. They're very nice, and they would do very nice in anyone's breeding program to breed birds. So I'm going to go basically with a gut feel more than anything, because I can choose any one of these and really like them. And I think anyone would look at these and would agree they're very nice. So I'm going to pick my champion out of the Langshan and our reserve out of the Wyandotte. Both very, very nice birds, and so is that Birchen Modern Game. They're all very nice, and I think you'd be very pleased to take any of them home with you and work with them and raise some chicks.
All right, so congratulations to Ty for the champion Langshan and the reserve in the Black Wyandotte. Now we need our 5 ducks to come on up to the table.
So we have some neat ducks here, and sometimes they like to be handled, sometimes they don't. But when we're looking for a standard, we're looking at body type, we're looking at correct legs and face, we're looking at body condition, we're looking at feather condition and finish on them. So we'll start with the Caoiga and give him a blue, a little bit out of condition feather-wise. Nice, decent size. It could be a little larger. And then the next, we're going to go over to our khaki and give him, get that one a blue as well. The face and the leg shanks don't match. We'd like to see that match up color-wise. But otherwise, nice body type. And then we have these three youngsters down here. We're going to give these three purples. These are nice body types, condition. They're different age, different development stages as in muscle and feathering, but I think they're all nice. Here, oh, someone got bit already. Oops. I've known ducks to eat ribbons before at fairs, so don't put them around the cages. They'll chew on them. And so, when we're looking at a top duck, I think we're going to pick hers some. Okay. There you go.
Yep. Okay, so Molly, honey, we'll leave your duck here. You can put the other ducks back. And we are going to need the Langshan and the Langshan. Yep, so the standard Langshan and the Bantam Langshan. So stick around after we do our overall champion of the poultry, because we do have 2 pens of 3 for our chickens, for our judge to judge, for egg production. So you'll get to learn a whole lot more about laying hens than you probably ever wanted to know.
So we have the champion out of each class, your large fallow, your bantam, and your duck here. And as we go back and we start looking at differences, you look at the condition, you look at the body fill, you look at what checks the boxes the most. And so then you have to look at one that, in the case of the Langshan, the standard Langshan is an adult, established, and then looking at this young pullet that's the bantam on her potential. And so you have to look at what is and then what the potential is. And some days it's 6 of one, half a dozen of another, and it can change. And so it's also, you know, the opinion of the judge at that day, and so there are those differences. And at this point in time, I'm going to choose based off of what we know and what we see as already established. So our champion fowl, our champion poultry is going to be our Langshan hen, standard, and our reserve champion is going to be our bantam. You can't go wrong either way, and a very nice duck too. But it's hard to compete with these Langshans.
All right, so congratulations to Ty Kennicott for his champion standard Langshan and his reserve champion bantam Langshan. Okay, so we have our production trios yet to judge, and that will be the end of our poultry show. Okay, also to our exhibitors, we will be releasing at 7 o'clock today the poultry and the rabbits. So make sure that you come and collect your birds and your bunnies so we can be out for, they need the pen for tomorrow.
When we judge a trio, we're going to look at birds that are at the similar stage of weight, of fill, of bleaching out. So we start at the vent, we work through the pubic bones. We're looking at the backs of the shanks, bottoms of the feet, up through the face, the bleaching all the way up to the top. So we have two very different breeds here with Buff Orpingtons and basically a Leghorn strain here. So we have one of these buff ladies is bigger and heavier. Also, her pubic bones are out wider. So we can tell there's a weight and a production difference between her and her two teammates here. So we're going to give her a blue ribbon. This trio of blue ribbon, they're not as uniform. What I like in the uniformity on the Leghorns is size. You can pick them up, you can kind of feel how heavy they are without putting them on the scale. So when I was a 4-H'er doing this many moons ago, we'd go out at night. We knew which birds we wanted. We would go in there and run our hands under them and pick them up and kind of compare them back and forth and tell who's more even, and then look at them at nighttime by feel, and then also check them out during the day. And that helped us make our choices. So a purple ribbon to our Leghorn trio and a blue ribbon to our Buff Orpington trio.